Approved. Another client was diagnosed with MS. She was denied at first, but we got her benefits approved too.
I'm calling Dr. Bill right now.
I'm Dr. Bill Latour. I'm both a psychologist and a lawyer. Call me. I know what to do to get you approved.
Call 1-800-803-5090.
For those struggling with addiction in Orange County, there's great news. Laguna Treatment Hospital is now Laguna Treatment Center.
At Laguna Treatment Center, we offer an extended continuum of care that includes detox, intensive rehab, as well as residential.
Laguna Treatment Center is the clear choice for those in Orange County looking to find lifelong healing.
The staff here is very kind, caring, and are very knowledgeable about the disease of addiction.
Don't just dream about a life free from addiction. Live it.
Gather round for Ashley's Friends and Family Weekend Sale. For 4 days only, shop insider deals on furniture and mattresses. Plus, pay 0% interest for 5 years. Visit your local Ashley store for the Friends and Family Weekend Sale. Happening October 6th through 9th. Only at Ashley.
Right now at 3, history on Capitol Hill. Kevin McCarthy loses a gavel in the House. And in the other chamber, California's newest senator takes the oath of office. A wild pursuit through 3 counties last night, and today we're catching up with witnesses who describe the drama as we learn new details about the driver. Plus, how to pull off a custom Halloween look on a budget, and where to scare up some good deals.
The NBC4 News at 3 starts with breaking news.
Good afternoon, I'm Annabelle Sedano. We start at 3 with breaking news, a power struggle in the House.
The office of Speaker of the House of the United States House of Representatives is hereby declared vacant.
Republicans choosing sides over the fate of House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. That's after Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, a Republican hardliner, filed a motion to remove the Speaker. NBC4's Conan Nolan has been following this closely today. And Conan, this was historic. What's next?
Well, that's a good question. Keep in mind, this was sort of the architecture of this was established way back in January when Kevin McCarthy became Speaker, and he agreed to a rule that would allow any member of Congress, any member of the House, including mostly Republicans, who objected to his speakership to bring it to the floor. That's what happened, and for the first time in American history, they threw out the leader of the lower house of Congress.
Drama, frustration, and another historic moment. For the first time in U.S. history, the House of Representatives voted to oust its Speaker.
The office of Speaker of the House of the United States House of Representatives is hereby declared vacant.
Florida firebrand conservative Matt Gaetz leading a handful of Republicans joined by Democrats to remove Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker, condemning McCarthy and his supporters as a product of a corrupt system.
Those who would grovel and bend knee for the lobbyists and special interests who own our leadership, who have, boo all you want, who have hollowed out this town and have borrowed against the future of our future generations.
With Democrats not willing to save the Republican Speaker and more than willing to embarrass their GOP counterparts, it was up to McCarthy's supporters to help him keep the gavel, arguing that plunging the House into chaos would bring the government to a halt.
This boy from Bakersfield, he cares deeply about his constituents, his country, and the American people.
If we're not going to pay our service members, next time someone invades America, call a crackhead. Let me know how that works out for you.
All 12 Republicans from California voted for McCarthy, including Mike Garcia of the Antelope Valley.
Today, this body filled with people in fancy suits led by a few Republicans.
The reason Kevin McCarthy went down today is because nobody trusts Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy has made multiple contradictory promises, and when they all came due, he lost votes of people who maybe don't even ideologically agree with me on everything.
Critically, there's accuracy to that statement. If you talk to Democrats, they don't trust Kevin McCarthy. There are other Republicans who very much do trust him, but they believe that he has made too many promises to too many individuals. Now they're in recess as both sides try to figure out the way forward and who will become Speaker. That's unclear. And Kevin McCarthy has made it clear, apparently, that he will run for the post again. We had, 14 votes the last time in January? We could have it again this time. This is uncharted territory.
Uncharted territory is right. And now you've been following breaking news on both